down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the savvy landlord as your host.
Hey, I'm glad you came back. Part 2 of, I don't know what I'm talking about, random things I've learned just recently within the last 60, 30 days, even yesterday. So I'm glad that you tuned back. I thought about it for a minute and then actually wrote numbers down this time, not to be so chaotic and just off the cuff. I have a little outline, so let's run through these. Anyway, the goal here is to inspire you to strike a chord somewhere where you have been lacking or something that you need to take a step of faith to do, whatever the case may be. I hope these next points, concepts, ideas, motivation will motivate you and inspire you to do great things. Number one, you got to listen to business books. And here's something I just listened to. It gives confirmation, right? So I'm self-taught, right? I didn't go to school, self-educated, self-taught, apprentice, mentors. That's basically how I got here. And through the process, I have things have just been revealed through business books that I have been reading lately. And one of those was, and it's pretty simple, but I learned or I got confirmation that you got to be constant contact with people, obviously constant contact, but this business book I just got done reading explained it in depth. And it went into this story, kind of exactly how I look at real estate. This guy was in a big, huge acquisition of his company, several $1 million, and he was near the end of the road of the transaction. And the guy pulled the deal or adjusted the deal at the last minute. And it just reminds me of a acquisition that I've done. But what was cool is the guy had options. He was prepared. And the point number one is you got to listen to business books to give you confirmation. And that leads into number two, have your money lined up. In the story that I read, it was like you want to have options. You want to have choices. And so the story went like this. So this guy built this several $1 million business. He was ready to sell. He actually partnered with one of his best friends. They worked on an agreement. They actually hugged on it. They left. The lawyers were going to send over the paperwork. This acquisition, this deal had to close at noon. And at 8 a.m., the guy received the documents, and they were completely wrong. And these documents weren't advantageous for him. It was actually a negative. His equity would be diminished over a length of time. And that's not what they agreed upon. And so when you're doing a several $1 million transaction and you really want it to close, and some attorneys do this, you'll just take the deal, right? Some money's better than no money, right? You know, these adages. Well, here's the cool thing. The guy was like, by 8 o'clock, by noon, he already had it funded from a backup investment firm that wanted to buy his company. And of course, there's better details, and it was a very enthralling story. It really motivated me that, one, you listen to business books, and there'll be a chord that will be struck in you from something that you've learned. Maybe you've been self-taught, but you'll get confirmation through these business books that you're on the right path. Sometimes you just need to know that you're on the right path. Can I get an amen? Amen. Excuse me. And number two, have choices, opportunities everywhere. You got to have your money lined up. Okay. Number three, you may be overwhelmed and you just can't get in the game. I have this problem. Okay. Sometimes I just get so overwhelmed. I just take on too much stuff. I say yes too often, and I kind of get in this like slump. And so what I realized, you got to organize, and you might even do some research. And when you research, and this is basically, I'm in the middle of writing a book called Be the Bank. And it is not an easy book for me because I'm trying to write it in a different sense and to a different clientele, to a different audience. And it just takes a lot of my strength, and I don't get motivated. I kind of get bummed, and I work on it, and then it's like, the stories, like people write 2-3 chapters and they throw it away. I feel like that. But what I realized when I'm overwhelmed or not motivated, you could say. I organize. Maybe it's your desk. Maybe it's declutter. Maybe it's to research like a specific subject, like you're really talking about a story on cap rate. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But the reality is when you start researching cap rate, you might be self-motivated, and it may work for writer's block. And so that's something that I've been working on. What holds me back? What slows me down? Why do I get excited? Okay. And then you just need to kind of just think about that. Take some time in your schedule to be organized, like literally get organized, and you'll find the motivation that you're seeking. You'll be inspired and you'll move forward. It's just a little tip that I just figured out myself. When I can't think of what to do, I got so much going on, never enough time. I've just slow down. Let me just organize my thoughts. Come on. Can I get an amen? Can I just organize my thoughts? Or you're overwhelmed with a rehab and you're getting all this blowback from contractors. Happened to me. Or materials too high, or windows are disappearing. You can't find them. You just slow down, take a deep breath, and organize. Okay, what can I do? What is in my power right now? I can make a punch list. What's in my power right now? I can call another contractor. What's in my power right now? I can do these three things. Maybe you got burned by a plumber. I'm not going to have that anymore. I'm going to call and connect with 3 plumbers. I'm having this problem with my insurance. I'm trying to close an acquisition here at the end of the month, and I'm getting blowback from my insurance agent that, certain things need to be adjusted or corrected in the property before we can close or before I can get insurance. Well, he put me in a rock and a hard spot. I got to get insurance because I got funding with the bank, blah, blah. And so I just started calling other insurance agents and taking action, getting organized. And then now I'm not leaving it to chance any further. I'm going to have an arsenal of opportunities. I'm going to create choices. And the way I did that is through organizing. All right, number 4, you must tell yourself you are the thing that you think that you're not. Okay. I got to stop speaking this over me, but I tell myself all the time, you're not organized or you're not a finisher. Stop that right now. You've got to tell yourself that you are the thing that you're not. You are a real estate investor. You are a commercial real estate investor. You are savvy, whatever the case may be. I know this sounds kind of cheesy wheezy, but I noticed this last couple of weeks I've been struggling, and I just had to whisper into my ear, hey, you are a finisher. You're going to finish this book. Right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But let me tell you something that is working. I've been using this app called Do It Later, and it's an Android app, and I just set it up where it randomly texts me certain things like be a finisher or do it now or how bad do you want it? And then this app is so cool, sometimes I can set it to speak out loud. Like, hey, you said you're going to lose weight. Why are you overeating? I'll set that. I'm serious. I'm self-coaching myself. At 8 o'clock at night, my phone's going to buzz or something. Audible's going to say, stop overeating. Whatever it takes, but you got to tell yourself you're a finisher. If you fail, you got to pick yourself up. I am healthy. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to eat better. That was yesterday. This is what I'm going to do for today. Okay? Tell yourself who you are. Amazing. Number 5. Tee yourself up. I learned this from my wife, right? She's like, you got to be like a golfer and you got to tee up. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, get your bag ready. You're going to work out tomorrow. You know what you're going to wear. Tee yourself up. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to tee myself up. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I just feel better. Why create added pressure? I could read a little bit longer in the morning if I get my bag ready for the next day, meaning I get my meals ready for the next day. If I get my protein shakes lined up for the next day, whatever the case may be, tee yourself up. Get all the stuff that you need to get ready to roll. Do you hear me? You can do it. Number 6, have no noise. I'm telling you, this world is cluttered with noise. TV, radio, podcasts. I mean, I get suggested on podcasts all the time. Netflix, la-da-da. Sometimes it's just too much noise. I've learned just recently when I sat down, you can schedule a time to write this new book, and I just put on noise-canceling headphones. So you can get these from $50 all the way up to these Bose, which $400 is a little expensive in my mind, but hey, maybe I'll set a goal to get to $400 headphones, but I better lose a lot of weight for that. But here's the point. I noticed when I put noise canceling headphones, and these are headphones that make some kind of weird sound that blocks all the outside sound waves. And I've noticed it's incredible, right? Usually I just put headphones or earplugs in, boom, or even headphones, boom. But I'm telling you, noise canceling headphones have been a godsend for me, especially when you have 3 kids and, you got a dog walking around. Put those in, kind of stay focused. I like them. Hopefully that helps you. Number 7, listen to songs. I just figured this out the other day. I know it's going to sound so foolish, just like my other podcast, it seems like. But I was listening to a song by Hillsong, and I actually posted it on Facebook. Of course, nobody comments on when I put music out there. But if we talk about money or we talk about some, everybody's got something to say. But when I talk about Jesus, nobody says nothing or thumbs up. Maybe they're scared. I'm not scared to tell people that I love Jesus. It's simple. But I noticed this just recently in my own life, and maybe this would help you. But I just listened to some worship music, and there's a Jesus song, a Hill song, and it really wasn't a Jesus song, but it was so empowering, and it just felt like things were falling off of me, all the burdens that I've been carrying, all the frustrations, the lawsuits, and just terrible things that I have been going through lately, just been peeled off because I just worshiped through some songs. And then I realized I have not been going to church. I've missed a couple of Sundays, and I'm telling you, church is not just going to church to hear a message. It's about worship the Lord. And I've been a Christian for almost 30 years or so. 1991 is when I accepted Jesus. But the reality is, I'm like, dang, I just need to go to church just to worship. And, I usually go there for the message. I'm telling you, flip it on you. Get some worship inside of you. Get some music. Music is so powerful. May it be dance music, whatever the case may be. That's what you need to hear today. Number 7, get some music. Dance, jump up and down. Twerk if you need to. I'm just playing. Get it done. Number 8, set a goal. Now, I set goals, right? I mean, this is so simple, man. Like, what kind of podcast is this? Yeah, I know, VanCauwenbergh. I know. But, hey, sometimes if you set a podcast, it may be too much. It may be too big. And what I'm telling you, it could derail you. Sometimes you just got to throw it out the window and just start all over. Like, I have a goal to try to finish this book by April 1st. Man, the pressure's mounting on me. I'm going to stick to that goal. It's going to make me perform. But I try to do some double workouts during this process, and it's been a challenge to get up early and work on this book, and then I'm not working out. I'm only working out at this time. Hey, set another goal, throw that goal away, and figure it out, and then figure out maybe a different reward. Like, I used to buy myself books. If I did so many sit-ups, I'm just playing. Whatever the case may be, change it up, but set a goal. Neener, number 9, try to find a healthy rhythm. Someone out there on this planet Earth that listens to this podcast, bang, bang. This one is for you. You may be overcommitted, maybe overwhelmed, maybe other circumstances that derail you, someone else's sins, or they died, and you may slip into a depression because of that, okay? Here's the reality. Change the rhythm. I noticed that I was just beating myself up, that I really wanted to see my kids in the morning, but I realized I am a morning riser, and I work out. I leave at 7, and I work out from 7:30 to 8:30. That's just the time. I used to just wait. My kids get out of the house at 7:30, and I used to get really bummed about leaving, 30 minutes early per se. Because my goal, why do I do this? Why am I a real estate investor? For freedom. And if I'm, my freedom is my children. I want to spend time with them as much as possible because they're only here for a short amount of time. And then I realized, but the best rhythm for me is to get the workout in. ASAP Ricky. If I try to work out at night, it's boo-boo. It don't work right. I don't work out as hard. I'm not as intense. Fatigue, we talked about it the last time, decision fatigue, whatever the case may be. So I realized I've got to, and I found a happy rhythm. That's what you need. You need a healthy rhythm that works for you. I know somebody that works out at night. They're a night owl. They just makes them feel empowered at night. Hey, whatever works for you, try to find a healthy rhythm. The 5 a.m. thing works for some people. Sometimes it works for me in different seasons. What season are you in? And just be conscious and aware that if you're going to change it up, change it up. And so I'm in a healthy rhythm right now. In another area of my life is like, I'm getting rid of anything I don't need. I'm getting getting rid of anything that I don't touch. I'm even looking at my shoes. Like, I'm just trying to narrow my shoes down to like just a couple of pairs of shoes. I don't need 10 pairs of shoes. I only need about 3 or 4, maybe 5. 2 dress-up shoes, 1 black, 1 gray or brown, 3, boom, done. And then a couple athletic shoes, boom, 5, 6, I'm out. So there's a rhythm. And I've been looking at these other shoes. I mean, they are fresh, they fly, but do I need them? I'm cleaning out the clutter. It's just a rhythm in my life. I want clarity. I want things to be clear. What's the rhythm in your life, and what can you adjust to find a healthy rhythm? All right. Now, that was 9, and then we're going to end with the big 10. All right. Let's save the best for last. And I literally just wrote this down a few minutes ago. Your education level and your capacity is a result of your wealth and your net worth. Yep. Man, I was hanging out with some friends, and we were playing poker, and you could tell the people that were frustrated about losing money, that's just the level of your capacity. How much are you willing to lose? How does it affect you? If $10 affects you, that's probably as much as you're going to get to. Right? And I'm not saying that you should just be a gambler and throw away $1,000, right? I mean, that's just dumb. But you got to have I'm just giving you an example here. What is your capacity? What can you handle? It's a biblical principle. If you can't handle $10, you ain't going to get $100. If you can't get $100, you can't get $1,000. I get it. VanCauwenbergh makes sense. Oh, if you can handle 1,000, you can get, 10,000. If you can handle $1 million, I'm telling you, even if you had $1 million, okay, it's up to your capacity. Can you make $10 million decisions? Is it going to take you a long time? Do you have the decision power? I read a story once. Brian Tracy rocked this out. He's like, why does the Coca-Cola guy make $10 million and the Coca-Cola driver only makes, $50,000, $100,000 a year? Because the CEO has the ability to make bigger decisions. What decisions do you have to make of driving a truck? You get paid at your capacity. I'm telling you, this is big time. Really marinate on this. You get paid you get paid in the position that you're in at your capacity. If you can only manage 3 people, your organization is not going to get to $100 million. Is it possible? I doubt it, right? You probably need at least 20 people. I mean, you got to at least have one person doing the receivable and accounts payable. I mean, at that volume, you got to invoice this. Yes, you can get software, you can outsource, but you feel me? You've got to have the capacity, your mind, ability, your strength. So the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you haven't opened up your capillaries. I'm just playing. You haven't opened up your mind. You haven't read the right books. You haven't read or you haven't connected with the right people. What is your network? What is your capacity? Who is around you? Who could elevate you? Okay. Now, you may not be a gambler, and yeah, I don't like to lose. I'm telling you, it's funny. I'll lose. Maybe I'll set a budget for a couple $100, let's say. But I really get mad that I lose $10 on Amazon. So there's no right or wrong here. Okay. So if you can't handle a card game and you lose $20 and it ruins your day, I'd really reflect on that. But the reality is it's beyond that. And that was just an example. I'm trying to stretch your mind. It's your capacity. If you're not reading enough books that cover the subject that you want to dominate, if you want to be the very best landlord on the planet, then you probably should read a lot of landlord books. If it's just if you want to buy a multi-family unit and you're really good, and you want to own 100 units on a multifamily, and you're really good, but you only got one rental property, you probably need to school up real fast or go get a job as a property manager for a multi-unit. And here's another thing. Even if you had 50 units as a single family landlord and you just dominate, you just a savvy landlord, boop, boop, whoopee, woo, and you think you can get over to multifamily, but you haven't experienced a capacity change, meaning it's a totally different game in multifamily. So you probably need to read more books, aka increase your capacity. Man, I hope that makes sense, man. I'm not the best teacher on the planet, but I just want to encourage you. The more education you receive, and I'm proud of you for even listening to this podcast, that you made it this far, because half the stuff I say is all crazy and it's hard to understand what I'm saying because it's moving so fast in my mind. I'm trying to get it out. But you can grab these basic principles, what I'm trying to tell you. Grow your capacity. Write it down. Oh, and I'm going to give you a bonus. Here's another one that popped in my head. Here's a bonus. Ask yourself this question. Who is holding you back? Or what is holding you back for the growth, for the process, for the goals that you haven't achieved? And you might want to ask yourself, is it yourself? Seriously, I was just working out a little while ago, trying to get back into the groove, trying to find that healthy rhythm. And this question just popped in my head. Hey, what's holding you back? VanCauwenbergh, savvy landlord, whatever you call yourself. I'm like, it's me. I'm holding myself back. I'm eating too many cookies. I'm wasting too much time watching Mission Impossible. What's holding you back? Is it yourself? Is it a relationship that you're in? Really focus on that. That's the bonus question for the day. Listen, I hope this helps you. Hopefully I didn't ruffle your feathers out there and said something that affects you in any other way than a positive. My name is Stephen VanCauwenbergh. You tuned in to the Savvy Radio Show. Number one goal, buy assets so you can bless more people. If you like this, leave a review. Go to savvyinvestors.com. You want to reach out. You got a question or maybe even an answer, or you want to correct me. Let's engage. Let's do it, or let's buy assets together.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.